Hey, this is the Captain of Profanity here to give you a little rundown of this movie Equilibrium that I'm doing for the Philip DeFranco Movie Club. Now, Philip DeFranco, he puts out this really awesome stuff on sxephil, and he's super awesome. Check him out. In fact, don't even watch this movie. Just go check him out. Don't even watch this video. Just check him out. It's better. It's gonna be better. His review is gonna be way better than mine anyway, and all the other people in there is gonna be way better than mine. This is my first review, so let me give you an idea of how I feel about it. Quick rundown of the movie. Batman and Boromir star in this movie, and they are these cleric-type people who are secret agents, and they beat stuff up all super awesome, and they're teamed up with a whole bunch of really terrible SWAT agents who are not able to properly defend themselves against anything or even do proper tactical movements. But that's beside the point. Let's just keep on going with the movie. Who cares about my feelings about all this choreography and bonks and stuff? So the movie plays out where it's supposed to be after World War III. Everyone is afraid of their emotions. And so since they're afraid of their emotions, they take a serum in their neck as an injection to get rid of emotions and get rid of the threat to mankind, and thus apparently getting rid of all the wars. That's how they do things. And it's all instituted through this government system that feels very, very Nazi-esque. In fact, all the clips at the beginning of the movie show lots of war and atom bomb explosions and lots of things like that. They make you, it dates it back to World War II type of stuff. But in all actuality, it's after World War III, near post-apocalyptic eras. So we follow these two grammaton clerics, I think is what they call themselves. And they go around burning art and beating up people who are different from them. Essentially anybody with feelings. And they do it all in the name of peace, which is very, very Nazi-esque anyway, including the symbolism and all the monologuing rhetoric and things like that. It wants you to feel like this is the bad stuff. It's so very, very bad. It's very obvious. It hurts. It actually hurts me a little bit inside. Now, following these grammaton clerics, one of them decides to go off his meds, and he starts to have all the emotions. So, that's Sean Bean, whatever his name is. Whatever. Boromir. Boromir gets shot again, but this time, instead of getting shot by arrows from an orc or Uruk-hai, he's now shot in the neck by his buddy Batman, Christian Bale. So Christian Bale shoots him in the neck for having the feelings because he's a sense offender, and sense offenders who have feelings are just bad people. After shooting him in the neck, he gets a buddy who looks like Mos Def, or whatever his name is, the guy from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And he gets his buddy to come along, and they start going through all these other things. Now, after shooting his partner in the neck and getting his new partner, Christian Bale's character, the grammaton cleric known as Batman, apparently, he goes through all these emotion changes and saves a puppy and finds a girl who's now his sort of girlfriend after his wife had died, and his two kids watching him go through this struggle and not really noticing anything of him learning emotions and being all out, anything like that. Let's just go with it. We'll stick with it. It'll be alright. So as he goes through this, saving a dog, getting a girlfriend, who actually was apparently Boromir's girlfriend beforehand in this plaid outfit type stuff. Yeah, this is supposed to be that catalyst for him to go on this journey through his emotions and learning how to feel things, which wasn't actually him expressing all these emotions. It was having emotions happen to him and him touching stuff a lot. Lots and lots of touching things. So it comes in with all this political stuff of like, well, we've got to overthrow the government, and I've got to beat up my new partner, and I've got to kill the dictator, and they got to do all this stuff while helping the resistance of all the feelers and the sense offenders, all the while battling my own new emotions and stuff like that. It's all following Christian Bale's character while he's going through all this. And when you really think about it, if you look that down on paper, that sounds like a fantastic movie. I wanted to love a movie like that. This movie, however, I hated the opening where they had all of the World War II pictures and war symbolism and stuff like that. And I hated the fact that the entire time I couldn't think of them as anything other than Batman and Boromir, and how they looked like they're dressed up like male trinities from Matrix. And they're even doing action sequences like that. Now, the action sequences could have been cool. I wish they were better. But, I guess this is early 2000s movie or something like that. I heard Dirty Scott said it was 2002. FYI, Dirty Scott, also an amazing guy. I suggested looking him up too. Beside the point, this thought of making this movie in this way, where they have this gun fu type of thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I love me some gun fu. I like the idea of being able to smack people with a hilt and shoot another guy and all this stuff. But the way that they processed this was really kind of bollocks, in my opinion. He just kind of whips out his thing. He's got some spikes on it. He does some really robotic types of moves, and it really didn't seem to floor an organic session or anything like that. They even had this build-up for the enemy, his new partner, played by Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Mos Def, whatever his face is. And he's supposed to be this really awesome guy, and they have this really awesome training sequence where they're using these padded swords to fight all this stuff. Not guns, mind you. They know gun fu, and they can smack people around with their guns, but no, they gotta use a sword. That makes a lot of sense. It's cool looking, I'll admit that a little bit, but it doesn't have any continuity to it. All the people in the regiments of all this Nazi-like estate who are forcing people to not have art, to not have these feelings, they actually are having feelings, and they even have the art, and they show this hypocritical society, and it could be so cool, but the lack in real character development is terrible, because they don't really give too much in the way of a past on any other character other than Christian Bale, and his past is literally like, you don't feel, and you didn't feel anything when your wife died, because she was a sex offender, and now you have all these feelings, and you take these feelings and you transpose them onto another person, and all of a sudden you have the love for some other person that you want to save, and blah blah blah, and this forced romance that is technically still a better love story than Twilight, I guess. Though I kind of do wish that Bella was burned alive at the end of that movie. That would have been nice. Skip me another watching for the other two movies that I'm never going to watch anyway. Beside the point, all these things in this movie make me want to watch other movies, other better movies. The plot lines, the action sequences that remind me of other movies, the death sequences that remind me of other movies, like him getting part of his face cut off, the Mos Def character, played by the black man, who's actually a really good actor. All these guys are really good actors, but horribly directed to have this robotic sense to them when they are having no emotions. And then when they're not supposed to have emotions, they end up laughing and smiling and being all buddy-buddy with people. And no one really gives a crap because they're like, oh, well, you're Claire. You're the good guy. You're going to help me out with all this stuff. Whatever. So this movie having so much potential really, really hit me so hard for not being as awesome as I want it to be. Because it could be so good. It's got freaking Christian Bale in it, who's Batman, who's the voice actor for Howl in Howl's Moving Castle, and he's so fantastic in every other movie that he's in. That I felt so cynical about the movie watching it that I wasn't able to enjoy his performance. Now, I imagine it was actually really, really good, but it provided a not just a garbage portrayal of what could be an amazing story. So that's my piece on this entire movie. Quick death scenes, terribly choreographed fight scenes where enemies are just positioned in spots that would be really convenient for people to have cool robotic poses and stuff, and all the feels and stuff, and a watch with two analog little dials on it. It didn't make any sense to me at all. I don't know why they did it, but they did it. They put it there because they wanted to seem futuristic. And it's not like you had two different time zones on it. No, it was exactly the same thing. So what's the freaking point? Anyway, I personally think this movie is garbage. And I imagine there's a lot of people out there that love this type of movie, that love the violence, that love the blood gushing and death stuff. And you know what? I don't. I don't love it. I don't. I'd rather see a movie with well choreographed fight scenes, not gun patty cake and 5-second fight scenes with a big bad guy with all this lead up, where somebody gets part of their face cut off. And it's like, oh, whatever. I'm just gonna die here. That's cool. I mean, at the very least, they could have taken out all the poorly animated bloodshed and made this a very, very mediocre PG-13 movie. But as a rated R movie, it's focusing on this, on adults who want to see blood and gore and want to see people get butt kicked and all this stuff. And it negates the idea that people of a younger audience who are more likely to enjoy terrible fight scenes like this. That it's just limiting yourself. It probably could have done better in the box office had any of the actors been better directed and had this storyline made any type of continuity and sense and anything. So that's my piece on it. I'm going to leave it at that. This is my first video. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe as I learn to better edit my videos and provide better content, and maybe even write a freaking script now and then. That'd be nice, I'm sure. We'll be able to go along this journey where I go through all my feelings and I learn to love again, or for the first time, or something. In any case, I've been the captain of profanity, and as my editing skills get better, I will actually probably start cursing a lot more and bleeping them out, because bleeping it is funny. Freaking hilarious. Anyway, this is my wall of movies. That's my little girl. And this has been my review of a movie that I hated. I'm really looking forward to another movie that's not going to be so terrible. So please, Phil, give me a break. Give me a movie that I can like, so I can actually like it and give you a better review for it. Because it's hard for me to give a good review when I don't give a crap about the movie. In any case, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank all y'all. And in the words of Philip DeFranco, I love your faces. Oh, I always wanted to say that. Oh, Phil. Oh, that was such a man boner for you.